beautiful people. Still my birthday. And I've had a lovely day. I've been down to the stream. I've just had some food. And now I'm back in the caravan. I've got a nice cup of tea. So, I don't know what we're doing. I just wanted to come online and share with all 0 of you. Some people will find us at some point. Hello, someone's arrived. Wassail, someone. And I could set the piano in case I hum a song or a healing sound. Wassail energy, wassail aura solace, wassail Kathy. Let's do this. Turn it down in case it plays some silly tune to advertise an app I don't need. So here we are. It's my birthday. So it's lovely to have you here. I was just showing my host some of my videos because they were asking about it. And it was very strange. We watched Mont Saint-Michel. And we also watched, excuse me, I said I would food in my belly. I did say that it would be interesting to see whether I could channel with a full belly. We also watched the Arl video, the 1000th video. I don't know what Japon is, but I like it. It felt like you were giving me a happy birthday in French with a Japon. And we watched a little bit of Sacsayhuaman, which was interesting because in Oye Te Tambo, that was my birthday when I was in Peru. So, yeah, we had a little look at some bits and pieces, but we did watch that wonderful guy, and I've forgotten his name at the moment, who sang in the chapel by the Elysian Fields in Arles. And he sang in the high voice and the low voice doing Barber's Adagio. That was incredible. Also, I forgot about being told off all the time in Mont Saint-Michel for singing, you know, worshipping divinity in a space made for divinity, that you're no longer allowed to worship him. So, where did I put my hat? Because I might get a bit chilly. I don't know what I've done with my hat. I did shave my head this morning for a new solar year. Got rid of all the old head fluff. What's in my belly? Loads of food. And cake. And cake. I had cake. Wassail allowing the light. Wassail Melissa Morton. Wassail Max 119. Or is it 110? 110. I can't read all of the comments. My birthday's been beautiful. I love a birthday. I often extend them though. I'll be honest. I always think if you have your birthday on the 1st of a month, you can have the whole month. So it might be my birthday for the next 30 days, right up until Halloween. Yeah, I know. It really is. They baked me a little cake, a chocolate cake, but they didn't have any cream, so we had yogurt, and I actually loved it with yogurt. Thank you, Max 119. 11. So, oh, look at that, house 7. I'm not necessarily reading. I can't stop shuffling. So this is amalgamation. Let's all draw together. To be drawn together, let's share in our equality. Let it be everyone's birthdays. Wassail, spirit reading 777. So thank you all for the beautiful messages. I have been looking throughout the day, and I will get around to answering them. The last time I looked, there were 66. So thank you. It made me think of card 66 in here. The card of knowing when to arc your love into the etheric because you have static needs. I have many, many static needs. I don't know about all of you. Do you have static needs? I mean, it's human to have needs. There are always things we could require. Yeah, where is it? Come on, I want 66. I feel like it's needing to... There we go, 12. Oh, it's making me think of Morocco and the Amazigh symbol. See, that's interesting. Just going through the video slightly was a little bit like, not really a life review, but it was just a reminder. So can anyone remember what card 66 is in here? I think it's Distill, House 3, Thoughts. Things we need thoughts. Maybe that's the message. So let me see if I can find it. It's the psychological immune system, House 3, card 66. It's the Community Music Festival. I will get with the comments. I'm just warming up without my hat. Distill. Extrude impurities. It's interesting. There's something connecting between the two. 6666. So, Wassail Polar. There's something here about distilling, understanding what you truly need and what you greedily need, maybe. I don't know what I mean there. What you want and what you need, or what you need and what you want. Strengthening the local environment, psychological immune system. I am enriched to concentrate things down, to understand that there's a focused, intentional creativity. I really wonder if I've left my hat outside. I'm not going to go and look for it. I'm not going to leave you all now that we're here together. So, what's going on, people? What's going on? What's a subtle fire? Or 666. Ah, that's fantastic. 66.6 kilos. Well, so for me, 666, when it's just the 3, which biblically is often referred to as the number of the beast, I would say the beast is the stagnant labyrinth, the trap that our egos are coached and nurtured into keeping us in the stagnant labyrinth. So for me, 666 is the number of getting out of the matrix, if you want to look at it that way. It's the chance to move from the path of gold to the golden path. I have a bit more tea. Oh, I went through a period where, actually, it's interesting. When I was traveling, it started in Portugal. I just didn't like the tea there. And then in South America, it wasn't really a drink as such. It was other things. So I lost tea, but now I've found tea again. Oh, cool. That's good. So don't be surprised, though, if you think you're out the labyrinth and on the golden path, and then you get tested again. I get really annoyed. I get really annoyed with that. So let's see. Well, let's see then. Let's see. Let's see what note or what musical sound would be good for us right now, today. So I'm going to put that card in a minute. I just want to giggle slightly, first of all. So the first card is House 2, Rusted, Values. The lighting's not good. There we go. So the calcified coating, but the houses have no note because obviously houses are all different for each of us. But it is to do with values, and it says time for the B-side to be restored. It's the dark energy of hoarding things and keeping possessions as status. So it's the shell to crack free from, turning rust into gold, which is very alchemical because rust is iron, iron into gold. Confirmation burp, which had the flavour of my dinner without the chocolate. That came later. And then resin. So, like, what's the sound that will heal us? The golden tears of acacia. It's just very interesting that these are both very orange cards, very sacral frequencies. So it may be that there is some kind of aching within that needs to be comforted, the weeping wounds to gather your strength, the taking care of your own needs. There's something in this energy. When I said what would be the sound that would really benefit us, I think tears, crying, but I think there has to be an energy within the tears of understanding, witnessing, sensing. Are you crying for the loss of something, the pain of something? Are you crying for the hurt of something? Are you crying purely to release, or are you crying to transform by crying, even if it's pain, even if it's sorrow, even if it's sadness? Can you, while crying, turn those tears into weeping with joy, tears of joy? Because that's really the energy that's coming through here. Is it possible, like the sap, the resin of a tree? Because it says when trees weep, they weep with joyous loving. And the other card that we have here, is Scorpio. Interesting, Iron and Mars. Mars rules Scorpio in the old system, and Pluto's added in. So here, there's something about this fixed water energy, this deep X-ray diving, this subwoofer sounding frequency, which is about moving energies through tears that are deep within your mind, the subliminal masks, and moving them to supraliminal truths. Now, supraliminal is the things that were there before they weren't there. Before everything, there was a supraliminal truth. The supraliminal truth will be the greater vast truths within your divine higher self. And that gets squeezed down to become a subliminal truth. So I am frustrated, boohoo, sadness. I am peace, crying the golden tears of acacia. So there is something in this, but we're going to use the Mars C note, which is all the cells, and the C sharp D flat of Pluto. So this is the spine. So the spine, as you visualize this sound, headphones work better, but don't worry if you haven't got them. The spine is not where our spine is. It's about a foot away outside of us. And all the energies that enter our body come through the spine and the nervous system before entering into all of the cells. So we're going here from the spine to all the cells. Oh, turned it down. Say it wouldn't play. So this is the spine. Gorgeous. Bit more tea. Really annoying that this is the wrong colours for this shirt. Yes, that I have to say, Wassail Dios. It happens a lot with animals because they can hear all the harmonics much more clearly than most of us. Sometimes, it's because I haven't sung that much, and so my uvula's lifting. Also, I am quite tired. I'm usually asleep by now, but it's my birthday. So yeah, cats, dogs try to get inside my mouth when I do it. So let's leave those ones over there, and let's see if there's another. Let's see if there's something else going on for us. Maybe this is just a little late night sound healing magic tonight. So what do we have now? It's interesting. So we got the Philosopher's Stone. And that is the cycle of keys. So again, it's almost like it's going, not quite telling you the sound I want you to do. Sacral, Hermea. The balm of unyielding contractions. There's something in this. This is always this notion of the earth sacral and the cosmic sacral. And somehow this is kind of like the altar of the body, the temple of the body. And it's also this notion of placing divinity above, when the truth of it is these two frequencies are equal and need each other. But I was also being shown this as being both the beneath the table being birthed, birthing a new Philosopher's Stone. The prima materia, all possibilities opened, all elements being alchemized. But there's also something about how do we construct the trine? Because we've got one circle, two circles, one circle, two circles. we've almost got this pi 3.1429 across here that's talking about the mathematics of the makeup of the body, the cells, the physicalness, and that becoming the representation here of the square. But really it is just the pi squared off the second circle. So the trine is almost the spiritual realizations that are going on at the moment. So we're currently in this air trine, grand air trine that's going on between Pluto, Uranus, Gaia, and the Sun. It's going to switch to a water trine. It's going to become quite emotional, and then it's going to return to being an air trine. But this time the Sun, because that's already moved to 10 degrees of separation from the 1 degree, it's going to be taken over by Venus when Venus enters Libra. So although there is a D, I feel like there's two Ds. I feel like there ought to be an F sharp. Let me just shuffle with the cards. It feels like there's something, maybe it's not meant to be there yet. Maybe it is just to focus on the D. It's a 1413 frequency. Like there's a higher divine intention that needs to be wired into the body emotionally. Thought about, emotionally wired in, and then thought about again. So let's just see what's coming. Because there's something about this Philosopher's Stone being birthed, but it's not your ultimate Philosopher's Stone. I feel like you're birthing something new. We're all birthing something new. No, that's way too many. Yeah, that's too many. I just want one card that will help us to understand. That was so sure of itself, and it answers exactly what I just said about. This is the trine. This is the melodious comfort that we're working on. So throughout this period, the trine, the current air trine with the Sun collapses in 2 days. Be gone. And then we switch to the water trine, and then we're going to come back to this air trine. So this is about a naturally auspicious formula. So the fact that I mentioned pi earlier, sorry, I'm so on one, I forget to look at what you're saying. Wassail Forum, Wassail Kelly Rose. Wassail Denise. So it's interesting that this is rhythm. You see, I want to say that when we're in the mundane world, there's a sense of 4/4, the square dance, the zombie ballet. That's that 666. The Matrix is a 4/4 rhythm. Square dancing. And this is what's coming in. It's not that the pace is quickening, but instead of counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, the timing stays the same. But now in that, confirmation burps coming all the time. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So there's something in this about the energy quickening. There's a quickening happening. You see, look, we've got this energy here. The unyielding balm of contractions. We're birthing something. The contractions are getting closer together. So the bar lines of 4 are being shortened into bar lines of 3. Yes, exactly, like birth. We are birthing a new Philosopher's Stone, which is linked to this energy of the quickening pace of the new Earth frequency that's coming up. So we've still only really got the D of the sacral. Zum Leiden bin ich auserkoren. There's something in that about the magnificence of the Queen of the Night, the Sternflammenden Königin, the star-blazing queen, descending as if that's part of the star-blazing queen. Is our consciousness coming in to transform. Look, we have here, we have all of the makeup, 2 circles, an altar, and a trine that makes up the symbol of the Philosopher's Stone. Serious magic, but it's still working only on the notion of the D. So I'm getting Vesta frequency coming through. Vesta is the eternal flame. Vesta, when they lit the fires of the Vestal Virgins, it's so interesting. Sorry, there's just an aside. I've refound my family tree today by getting a new website address for it. And when I went back, I'd forgotten so many things about my Cornish origins. But what was really fascinating was there was a woman in there who had the most fantastic name, and I'd completely forgotten her, but her name was Lydia Virgo. Lydia Virgo. She was born in about 1787, and all other people that might have some kind of relationship to her have never found a mum or dad for her. And I get the feeling that somehow there's a sense within her energy of Virgo being given as if there's the notion of she was parentless, to kind of hide a kind of shaming that would have been put on an unmarried mother. Wassail, Veronica. So, yes. Yeah, Lydia Virgo. I mean, if anyone can dig around and is good at that kind of thing, she, not really even sure where she was born, but somewhere in the southwest of England, around 1787. And she married a guy called Thomas Morley. She married him in Brighton. Yeah, there's something about this. Giving birth, without the sanctity of marriage. So back to Vesta. Vesta only ever appeared with the Vestal Virgins in the flame, never in human form, because it was just divine intention. So Vesta is often seen as the mother phallus. And by mother phallus, it means divine intention that enters into the world. Yes, that's exactly it, Kathy. Thank you. I just love her name. Lydia Virgo. What an amazing ancestor to have in my lineage. And it would be great to find out more about her. So this mother phallus energy is divine intention penetrating the world. Yes, the divine feminine penetrating the physical world in order for action to take place. So let's have the D. Vesta is also the eternal flame, the ever-living consciousness. So, Wassail, Holly Kunz. I knew Holly would be here because Holly remembers my birthday as much as I do. I've got to move my leg. Kneel up a bit. They've got a little bit uncomfortable. There now. So yeah, what else am I getting from this? I just think it's the formula of birthing a new Philosopher's Stone, which will carry us into the energy of the new earth. So let's have a couple of runes in a sec. I just want to see what Holly's been doing. Wassail, Carla Clayton. Can't resist your name. So runes. Yeah, hit that like button. Hit that like button, because I know people think it doesn't matter, but it really does. Algorithms work on button pressing. I work on donations. So to all of those who've sent me a donation today for a birthday gift, thank you so much. It does help me. I do have to get myself a room over my head. I know I have one at the moment. I still have to pay for it. Hooray! Oh, did you? Oh, I've never seen it. Wassail a min, wassail Marl Adamson. I've never seen the Aurora Borealis. Oh, I'm so glad that you saw it, but I want to see it. We've got Treadle, people. Treadle is the golden path. So this is almost a representation of walking the new earth frequencies that we've just been talking about. Thank you, Kathy, for putting that there to make it easy for everyone. Yeah, I do also have a GoFundMe, but when GoFundMe comes, it takes nearly 2 weeks before the money comes through. And I could die of starvation. So, the golden path. I feel like there's a story coming on here. So we have 3-1, and then we have Anwila 4-3. Anwila is to let go of the death knell history bell. Strike the death knell history bell and blast the past away. What's the line? Blast out the past. Punctuate, perforate, mark, and scent your distinct new hood. So you're the new earth. Mark the new earth. I'm seeing like cats going around and kind of squirting their scent everywhere. It's to retune. So there is something of, see, I often say the visible silence, but this is more like a visible stillness. Settle into a space. Lie down. Don't necessarily sit in some kind of lotus position, but just lie down and just feel your way into, even if you can't believe it's happening, imagine, access your divine higher frequencies and imagine the feelings that you would experience if you had just totally now removed the old timeline and moved into the new timeline. Just imagine it. And if you don't get any kind of spiritual response, it doesn't matter, because what you're doing then is going back to that 6-6. You're flexing the muscle of your psychological immune system. You're building up the power to leave the stagnant labyrinth and remain on the new golden pathway. Wassail shinat kavalgas. Yeah, I was also thinking of skunk spray as well, Marla. When I first went to think about it, there was a very strong scent of skunk that came in, and that idea of sort of, I see. Don't listen to I want to say holly, and I don't mean holly. I mean ivy. So the Ivy here has just come out, and Ivy has a really strong, I want to say, a divine actioning frequency. Well, it's a bit mother phallus, but it's a stench, and it's very primal. The smell of ivy flowers. Sorry, I'm trying to remember that you're all here sharing my birthday with me. So just need to keep an eye on what you're saying, because I can't read anything from back here. I also think I needed some water. Holly, tell me to drink water, please. Oh my goodness, I might have drunk too much of that then. Oh. So, what's next on this little healing pathway? Oh my goodness. So look, this is, as I just said, the golden path. But there's something actually I've never realized about that. The treadle energy is still an explanation. Golden pairs as lights. I like that idea. And a partridge in a pear tree. I saw a partridge, Holly. So this is like practice makes perfect. This is almost like, you know, when people say in a reading, you're half in one world and half in another. You're half out the matrix, you're half in another. But you've got to practice stabilizing your steps to always walk in the golden path. So this is soul prints. It's mapping out a journey. And then the next card we've got out is this, the golden path, the true golden path, the real embers to be, I am cosmic or I am limited. I'm cosmic. We're all cosmic. So the negative energies, well, they're not really. They're, because this is so far through in the deck. Jason Mamau. Yeah, as long as he didn't have his kids with him, because apparently they're quite unruly. So Embers is the stellar nursery. So on the back, they're kind of much more elevated shadows, like beginning to see, one one foot in the world, one foot on the banana peel. So the limited side talks about neglected, Cinderella complex, I am the magic within, sweep up or sweep forwards. And then this is a really interesting line. The phoenix births from the heart of the soul. And there's something about the phoenix wings being the flapping of two sacrals. And then we have I am cosmic, which has got flaming, star formation, the cosmic egg of eruption. The soul takes flight to the world that is eternal and releasing all matter to matter forever in love. And this has CEG. I'm so glad you're all talking amongst yourselves. So I'm going to go back to that position because I'm going to sing and I can't sing kneeling. So is the E of the sunshine, the solar plexus. G is Jupiter, the energy wings. So that's the soul taking flight. C being the world that is eternal. Can't remember who said that. Plato? It's ancient Greek. Yes, a major chord, absolutely. But there's something about this chord recently that it comes through as a new major chord, not an old. So ordinarily a C major chord, I would sing C, E, G, but for some reason this one needs to be E, G, C. So the E of the solar plexus, the G of the energy wings, the angelic form to take off, and then the C at the top is like the energy of flying to the new earth. So remember, you are the phoenix. This is the energy. All the soot has come down. The mass of confusion, everything's been burnt away. We're left with all the primed materials to create something new. And this is the phoenix rising. The golden path, star creation and birth. I'm sure you'll learn about phoenix somewhere. The phoenix births from the heart of the soul. So, G of Jupiter. And then C of the new earth and Farmer Mars. And Mars, Farmer Mars, he'd be in Scorpio. So we had that. This is a journey. This is talking deep, deep X-ray diving, deep in the soot, rising from the ashes. So here's the sea. So remember earlier on we were singing the spine and the sea. So we're going back to that notion. There's something in this about how from within the soot, the first thing that reforms as you birth the phoenix is the spine. It's like reconstructing the vertebrae to carry the wings. Something going on here with the atlas bone to energetically open to support a more powerful pterodactyl type of vast wings of the phoenix. So let's put the three notes together. Actually, hang on. So that's the next part of the journey. How are you all? Oh, I just had a lovely crunch go across the top of my ribs then. I'm looking forward to bedtime. I have to be honest, I'm not rushing off. Oh, it was 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 then. So that's very much Jupiter in at the deep end. Look, it's my birthday card. It's my gift. I was given pulverized to atomize pains. This lullaby for disquiet. You see, this evening, well, maybe it was earlier before I went down, I kind of got a glimpse of what the lullaby for disquiet might be. The lullaby for disquiet is a bit like the 666. It's a kind of matrix, stagnant labyrinth energy. Oh, thank you, Holly. That keeps you trapped. The lullaby for disquiet, it's soothing you into an unharmonious place. So there's something about it being like singing a sinister song, singing a sinister song of fear, like a distortion, and lulling you to sleep in the disquiet, the discomfort. There's something of that. I don't think that's the full truth, but that's currently the energy that came through today. And I was like, you're giving me that on my birthday? So yeah, the lullaby for disquiet, 7-9. And then it's coming out with Moon in Virgo. And here we've got again the mathematics in music. So now I feel like that's... I muddled all these cards. That's this coming back. Because I think for the next few months until 17th, 18th of December, we're dealing with all this transformational water and air trine. Air, water, air, water. It just keeps switching back and forth. So this is the formula. How do you make this from these? Well, you make that, but then you're going to take that and fold it back inside so that we can achieve the true inner stone, the atomized one. This is almost coming across like in Marla's reading as the uncomfortable passing or birthing away, the removal, the transformation of the old philosopher's stone, you know, the somehow removing that discomfort. Yeah, I think that's right, exactly, Denise. There is always a disquiet, there's always a discomfort, there's always a kidney stone. Is it kidney stones? I've forgotten again. Gallstones being passed to get to this new frequency. So you see, Virgo on the back, it's Lydia Virgo. It says the gentle editor. I think that's the gentle editor is what we're aiming for, but we mustn't be discouraged if it's an uncomfortable transformation, because it's what's the most comfortable transformation? Having a haircut most of the time, because you don't feel it. But there's something in this because we're coming into water trines where we have to at least lean into it and experience it and decide how much we want it to pain us and how much it's all here in this reading. It's so beautiful. How much you want to feel the pain of the transformation and how much you want to feel the joy of the transformation. How much practice you put in walking with golden intentions so that when it's the right time, you can just take off with these golden intentions. So let's go back to this lullaby of disquiet. So we've got this energy of idyllic environmental peacefulness. I think it's not, I really don't want to say that it's meditative. I think it's stilled, as in lying stilled, seated stilled, and allowing creative imagination to grow and stabilize a focused intention of your consciousness of how you're going to action yourself into this new frequency. Yeah, it is the prima materia. That's what's on here. We haven't actually had the soot card with the Massa Confusa, but we also haven't had vitriol, which is the true inner stone. So let's keep going. Let's go to the runes again. See what the runes want to do as a side order. I'll have mushy peas with that. It's too many cards. I'm sorry. Remember, a lot of this is moving up towards, you see, look, Thorn. This is a big, big, giant portal. And I don't think that this, because this is Thorn, the idea is it's something that may hurt. If you want to believe that it will hurt, then you're in that rusted frequency. If you want to believe it is the most natural and inevitable pathway to step through, what's the card? Then it becomes joyful crying, joyful weeping, golden tears of acacia. And this has sweetens music. So that lullaby for disquiet gets sweetened by the sticky rising sap of the new earth coming towards you. So this is about daring yourself. This is about stripping yourself bare. I'm going to read the poem. Dense thorny thickets encircle sacred spaces. And I want all of us to remember that we are a sacred space. We command sacred words, sacred thoughts, sacred feelings. We are sacred. So the fairy-infested blackthorn briars call and pull you to their spiked, enchanting, entrancing entrance to the other place. Leaves and purple-fruited sloes drop as its naked, twisted black skeleton shifts and shivers, revealing a giant gateway. Dare you. So that blackened skeleton is coming across as the Massa Confusa, that energy of being the ashes and rising spine first, a blackened spine from the soot, the growing of the new pterodactyl sort of powerhouse frequency. Do you know, I am can I just say, who knew this was going to be the message when I came back up here after my birthday supper? So, just completely fascinating. How are you all doing? Yeah, it's very Scorpionic, but we got the Scorpio card down here. And don't forget though, Scorpio at the moment's got Mars at home in it, but it's not angry Mars. It's Farmer Mars. It's because today, yeah, I know it's my birthday, but in ancient Rome, it's called the Calends of October, meaning the 1st of October. On this day, all the warring soldiers came back and they would have a ceremony today to ask angry Mars, warrior Mars, war Mars to depart and leave all of the men as nurturing farmers to go gather the harvest. And then on the calends of March, Mars Day, that's when they called the energy of angry Mars back in. So we are in nurturing, gorgeous, comforting farmer, harvesting, scorpionic energy, re-death and birth. So we're in the calends of October because I'm born on the calends of October. I am born to be a farmer. Well, I'm born to not be angry and to be gentle and nurturing and a harvester. So I'm happy with that. What else do we need to know? Oh, now then. Just remember that the North Node is there because we are at a point at the moment where I think we're being, when we talk about that 666 and the stagnant labyrinth, I want to say there's something about the stagnant labyrinth coming through at the moment, which is really talking about South Nodal qualities. The gifts we came in with, it's time to move to North Nodal energies. So the other two cards we have, so this is interesting. So we got the square dance, we got the zombie ballet that the trine was doing the quickening on earlier. But also, there's something here that's hemmed in and penned in. Whereas when we looked at the Hamea energy and we talked about the formula of pi, 3.1421, blah, 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 and I talked about this being the trine, the quickening waltz. So we have the square dance, the zombie ballet, untangling the threads, but also this energy, it's like diffusing the angry Mars bomb because it's squared in, it's held in, it's irritable. And then we have Sappho, not Sappho, Sappho. And now what I was seeing with this one is two. So we've got 4 beats, quickening to the waltz of 3 beats. And then as we move through this year, quickening again to 2 beats. So that's, that's treadling 2 feet, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, marching. You see, marching, soldiers march. And I want to say that's, I know marches are often in 2/4, but there's something about that being in the trap of pum, 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 breaking free on the calends to be in that kind of trining, wonderful, dancing, happy, back with the community, with the soldiers, with their wives and children back in history. Just the community coming together, that community music festival that was on the card 6/6 at the beginning. This is all lining in, this total social enjoyment. And then there's something about this which is not the march, but the walking harvest. There's something about that energy of harvesting, lyrical love songs, pulsing passions, vocalized, voluptuous self expressions, and the delectable delights of mutual magical mergings. So all of that inability to speak, that tongue-tied energy goes away. This is electrifying wordsmithery, sensual serenading, being divinely human, vocal aphrodisiacs, soothing the world. And it doesn't need to be sexual. It just needs to be speaking in such a way that it heals the frequency, the distortions in the auras of others, purring poetry, sharing selves. It's just beautiful. Yes, that's also treading the wine, treadling the wine. because that's a harvest energy. You're harvesting it, you're going to ferment something. The fungus among us, nature spirits, all of those, they really don't like it when you offer them fruit offerings. Because if you go to a tree and worship a tree and take some apples, the tree just goes, "What the fuck? I made them. Why are you giving me them back?" If you can't be bothered to go away and make them into something else and bring it back to me and say, "Look what I made, look what I created," the tree spirits are not interested. So that's why often fermented things matter, because that's about showing that you have the patience to allow the natural world to work with the resources of the natural world to transform it. But it only transforms it because you nurture the process. So yes, the natural world likes you to prove what magic and alchemy you can present to the offerings it offers you. You know, even if you make a herbal tea and pour some herbal tea, not hot, let it cool down, but sharing back with the natural world the gifts it offers to you and praising the tree for the gifts, or, you know, the river, whatever it is, whatever you take, remember to honor the spaces that nourish us and say, look, I took that thing and I've nourished people around me or just myself. But to do that, I applied heat, or I boiled something, or I baked something, I fermented something, I preserved something for later, but I used the energy of the thing you gave me as a sustaining, magical, transforming, alchemized energy. So yes, Apfo. Wow. It is true though. I got that message a very long time ago where trees are just like, stop bringing me the things I made. You know? Why did I bring that to you? So this is the Seeker. The interesting energy for me on the back of this card is, you know, my north node's in Aries, my south node's conjunct my sun right now today. And it doesn't matter that they're in Aries and Libra. The point is all nodal returns matter. So right now, confirmation burp, North Node is in Pisces. The next place it will be is Aquarius, but it's not yet. It's in House 12. It's asking us, particularly with the eclipse, what don't you need anymore that was a gift you came in with? And can you release it so that your load is lightened for more space and room in your North Nodal journey? So, let's keep an eye on the time. We've done an hour. I'd just like to know, because I don't want to go over into the 2nd of October, which will happen in 50 odd minutes. Even though that is also my birthday, as you will see from the video that I've made for you all tomorrow, that it's not my birthday, but it is my birthday. I might just pretend it's my birthday every day of October. So here we have arsenic. How do you find what your ZN node is? So the nodes are done on your birthday. It doesn't matter whether you know the time of your birth. The nodes will still be the same. They're always in opposition to each other. And so very often on astrology charts, they just name the North Node. There's 2 different types of nodes, true nodes and things. But just look at your nodes and the opposition it's 180 degrees. Because the thing about the nodes are they're a quantum opportunity. The thing is, I feel that your south node is what's always active when you come in, because it's close to the gifts that you're attuned to. I don't want to say they're necessarily the karma from past lives, because I don't believe in that. I believe we come in consciously clear, completely free and totally loving, and that it's the love wrapping itself around the ancestral DNA codes that creates the distortions in the love and brings us to the shadows and that tuning that we're working through. I think the real work as the first part of an awakening to be a spiritual warrior is to fix and realign the ancestral DNA codes. Then you work later on the North Node, the idea of your cosmic inheritance. Thank you, Kathy. So this is the Swan transformation. I want to say, keep an eye on the comet that just appeared from behind the sun out of nowhere. It's called Swan 2025. I can't remember. There's something going on with that and the awakening transformation of humanity. It's about this energy of blossoming, renewing faith. You know, people have lost their trust. It's also finding hidden rhythms that dance. 4434, picked up the wrong pile. 443424. This quickening energy towards the 20th of the 2nd, 2026, when Jupiter, not Jupiter, Neptune and Saturn will go into 0 degrees of Aries, which is about authenticity as opposed to collective driven societal structures. It's breaking free of all of that energy. And it's also crystallizing possibilities and opportunities. That's it. C25R2 Swan. Long period comet. This really did remind me of it, the Swan transformation. It's also interesting because do you remember when I was back in Morocco, we were all there, we were picking up the energy of Atlas. Atlas the giant, Atlas the mountains, Hercules, Antaeus, all of that energy of giants. And then when I got to Portugal, I kept getting Atlas bone in the back of the neck. The other comet is Atlas 3I, but I always see it as Atlas 3-1, as Golden Path energy. But again, it's just interesting that we've been picking up on these energies, the Swan transformation, the Atlas energy, and then there's that other big bugger that's coming in really fast, that's just appeared, and they don't know yet what sort of comet that is. It's interesting that I think Atlas 31 has just turned green, and that's confusing them. I think the problem is, look, I want to say this. If you're a physicist and you're listening, don't put your fingers in your ears for a moment. What I find interesting is that I think science knows as much as it knows, and it tries to tell you it knows the very leading edge of everything. On the Monas Hieroglyphica card, science as magic is one of the quotes. And I've been picking up this energy recently about how Aether has been dismissed for a long time. Einstein needed to rule out the possibility of Aether because his mentor teacher was so obsessed with it, he wanted to prove him wrong. And yet now we have muons. And there's, to me, it's just Aether with another name, so that science never admits properly to mistakes as it scrambles its way through the darkness, exploring things. And I think it could benefit greatly from just a little bit more honesty. It's like you can't tread on the toes because you'll lose your funding or you'll upset somebody else's work. You know, Einstein didn't give a shit when he was trying to show that his mentor teacher was wrong. And yet maybe he wasn't as wrong as that moment in time because we're moving somewhere else now. So these muon fields that pass through everything and all the protons and things, I still think there's an ether inside there. Gravitational ether particles, whatever. Keep up with the program, people. Interesting. This card is coming up a lot at the moment. So this is the inner troll. To turn dark, it's the night. But there's something incredibly positive about this big purple troll. It's like our inner troll is an inner critic. And yes, it's important to allow the darkness to help us to explore the shadows. Excuse me. So that we can discover the nutrients, the light that's hidden within the darkness. Because without any darkness, there's no light. Or at least it's unobservable. So this energy is the inner troll, the inner critic. What we have to be careful of is how much we let the inner critic control us. And that's the difficulty. Do we over-troll ourselves? Don't worry about what people do trolling outside. If you're still trolling others, it's because you're hiding from the troll within. When you can learn to face the troll within, then you can bring the light back into your life. You can have your swan transformation. You see, this is a fascinating symbol. It's the energy of sigil, life force, but it has these two blockages. So it's at a moment in time when you're not flowing with any truthful resonance. So let's see. I'm going to get another rune. Let's see where we can take this dark night frequency, the inner troll. Talks about land of the midnight sun where it never gets dark. See, and now they're saying, and that's just toxic positivity. So interesting. Gar. So this is Odin's spear. And it's interesting that it has the Gifu symbol and two Gununga gaps here. But really, this is about having something that we develop for good purpose being turned into like a weapon of war or a weapon of destruction. I'm really picking up a strong energy here of human consciousness being used as a weapon of war in the times of Atlantis. There were two voids held open and separate, and then something happened. It's going back to the formula of the Philosopher's Stone that we had earlier, the mathematics behind it. There was a formula that was created so creating a Philosopher's Stone that is a kind of philosophical mesmerism to trap people, to trap souls, to make consciousness work as energy on behalf of a dark energy. And not in a spooky way, it's just in something that had to happen. But that's being transformed, rewired. Let's get another rune on it. It's getting quite deep. Oh, look, then we got Failed, which is the Aether, the wormholes, the energy returning. Sacred fires bind to you, weaving new knowledge between yourselves, through yourselves, igniting and relighting the life that felt lost. The dragon's breath, the dragon's head, North Node. The dragon's breath fuels and drives and delivers sacred enlightenment. There is a new frequency coming. And it's Muon. 3330. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I really do believe that that Atlantis, like many things, they have a golden age or a cycle. And then accidentally it turns on itself and it fragments and it breaks. Interesting. I said fragments. And in my head, they said it ferments. And it said going back to that notion of how we can ferment and transform something, swan transformation, health, shifting health, firming up, routines, unhealthy habits, closed off through endless compromises, outer world routines souring inner world's health. That's Atlantis. That's kind of what happened. And it's an inevitability. It's not like there was some kind of wicked, evil conspiracy. It's just a rise and a fall energy. It's a transformation. And it became dark. It became the cycle that dominated. And now we're on this turn where we're bringing back, I always call it the golden age of Saturn. So what I mean by the golden age of Saturn is a world in which we don't need all the confines, constructs of law. You only need law when a place is lawless, because there's no intellectual, not compromise. I've lost the word that I want. Agreements. Just let's put it at that. Just an understanding. Just knowledge, shared knowledge that allows for a lack of a need for laws, because people are not in the dark energy. They're also not in the toxic positive energy. There's something here of the balance, the Gifu, the energy, the point at which we understand how each cycle reaches a peak of dark or light, and then it moves and changes, just like eclipses, equinoxes. They're all cycles, but this really big long excuse me, there's so many confirmation burps coming. 26,000 year cycle is changing. Sorry, I'm just rattling on because it's all channeling through me. So I'm going to kneel again. Who's Neil? Right, so let's just go for a last, see if there's a last sound healing frequency. What a beautiful story that was to share with you. Beautiful pathway. You see, I need this one because earlier when we were doing the the C sharp of Pluto, the C of the New World Mars, the Farmer Mars, I kept thinking what we're missing here is the soothing of the nervous system. And here it is, Ophiuchus, the 13th sign of the zodiac. 29th of November to the 17th of December. This is Chiron, Asclepius the snake bearer, thread of divine consciousness, mystical resurrection, and cosmic serpent. It's a harmonic modulation. And this is cardinal aether, not earth, wind, and fire. Good band. Cardinal aether. Transformative muon frequency. So I am destruction or I am revival. Passionate. Natural dream decoders. And that's something which Carol had hers. Hello, Carol. I knew you were there all the time. But I just said your name and you put in love aether. So, sorry, I was just thinking of there's a type of aether and I can't remember its name at the moment because there's many different categories of aether. Seekers of forgotten esoteric wisdom, energy recharging other things around them. So this is revival, resurrection energy. And this is coming down. I'm going to sing it, but what I'm going to suggest is before I sing this, this melody helps with legs and the soles of the feet. And we've got to practice this treadle energy. So it's the C sharp of Pluto, the spine. It moves to the thigh bones and the femurs. And then the last note, the Asclepius note, will go down into the soles of the feet. So this is a good one to do seated. And I'm going to be singing at your coccyx. So, oh yeah, we got Denise and Kathy, the Equinox twins. They're an old Baroque duo. They do double concertos. Okay, so these are the three notes. C sharp. C, as I said, of the bones down your legs. And then A sharp, B flat of Chiron on the nervous system. And the nervous system wires into the entire soles of your feet. Whoops. That one's really loud. So let me have a sip of water and then I'm going to put the three notes together. Natural groundwater here. No, the troll doesn't have a note, I'm afraid. But I would say that if anything, because it's mind, it's going to be B and A, but not A sharp, B flat. Not not the nervous system. It's going to be the overthinking, like A and a B, 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 going round and round and round with no room in between, that it becomes like a kind of musical scalpel going into your head. So, coccyx, down the legs, soles of the feet. So I'm going to do one other thing, which is I'm going to add the knees with an F. So this is the F. Because I think some of you are not getting the energy down past your thighs. The knees have a little blockage in them, particularly feeling like a coldness on, excuse me, confirmation burp, the right knee. So here we're going to use a tune that goes knees, nervous system, but remember the nervous system, although on the soles of the feet, runs all the way up through the whole body. Then spine, and then dropping to the sea of all the cells. So we're beginning with nervous system, spine, and then sea. The new earth, plus all your cells in the new earth. Excuse me. I need to breathe. So, how did that feel? Oh, good. It's good to let it go wherever it needs to go to unblock energies. Because of your nervous system, I can actually feel a really sharp pain in my nose, Carol, right at the top, at the bridge of the nose. A really sharp, like mustard's been in there. How bizarre. I love, you see, look, the thing is, when I first used to do sound healing as sound healing, rather than as a tool to help people to learn to sing, the first person that ever came to me and said, I was listening to your sound with my headphones on and I could feel it in my body, I just didn't believe it. And then a woman wanted to drive 400 miles to come and see me. And I don't know, I just was a bit uncomfortable. And I said to her, why don't we try doing this? Yeah, if you feel some wonderful magic from the sound healing, I'm always open to donations because they help me to eat and sleep in a room, in a space. So anyway, I said to this woman, would you like to try doing a sound healing with headphones on? And I was able to lean in to find where the holes and things or where the vibrations were stronger. And then when I was doing an exercise on her feet, she said she could feel the little toe, her little toe tingling, and she said, which is really weird because she'd had it amputated 45 years ago. And so then I began to understand the power of something which my mind wouldn't initially accept. There was some orbs, I think, just then. And there's something about the headphones entering the head, the spine, and the nervous system and the consciousness that delivers the energy to the spaces in people. And it's wonderful to know that when I'm doing it, I can lean, and I do. You'll see me singing and leaning and moving and changing the movement of the energies to transform them. And knowing that with headphones on, you respond to where it is. But what I want you to understand is it's like a sonic shower. It's cleaning up your energy. But just like when we have a shower in water, we still go out and we get a bit dirty and a bit stinky. All of those things happen within the sound healing. It's down to us to maintain a routine. It doesn't mean being able to sing and make the sounds I make. It really just means allowing yourself to exercise your psychological immune system, your emotional immune system, and strengthen your how often you reach out and touch and feel supported by your own divinity. So, should we just get ceramic at the end? I just want one. Wow, it's the kidney bladder meridian. I don't know when to stop. What's the one I want? That one. Oh, interesting. So this is Hagal. It's a divine 9. It's reminding us that a cosmic crisis is created around us, within us, through families, through connections, through friendships, all the way through time. Because without the crisis, without the hail, Hagal is hailstones, without the frozen salt rime hitting our faces, pumping down on our body, creating centaur bubbles. Not centaur bubbles are like mini tower moments, like champagne aspic stuck with all these things around us. And if we just open our hearts and our emotions to the divine warmth within us, then those hailstones just melt. And that's really the joy of the journey. So you could cry the stony, icy tears of pain, or you could transform them. We've gone back to that message and just weep in joy and let that be the powerful release. So, thank you all for your birthday wishes. I will try and catch up with those tomorrow. And thank you to all those who've sent gifts to me and all those that haven't. Why haven't you? So, enjoy my birthday. And I have a video already prepared that's coming out at 6 a.m. tomorrow on the most interesting subject that Kathy and I discussed yesterday. It came up accidentally, and Kathy, I did a reading on it. So it's a reading on spiritual stabilizers, and really rather magically, it wasn't intended, it was when I was editing it, and I downloaded it to save it and upload it. It was 11:11 long, 11 minutes, 11 seconds. And that felt like the 11:11 was a kind of falsehood narrative of of spiritual stabilizers. Like we see the 11:11 and we go, oh, look, it's a really spiritual number. And there was something in the frequency that was like, just throw the number away, stand on your own 2 feet. We're back on that. Stand on your own 2 feet. Not 11:11, not 4 feet, not the zombie ballet, not the waltz. That's on the journey, but standing in the 2-4 time, even the 6-8 time. But standing on our own 2 feet, no stabilizers. Anyway, look, the message will be there for you tomorrow. I really found it a really interesting message. I'm just putting all the cards back. I'm coming over to look at your comments. Oh, it's a pleasure, everyone. Yeah, and there's another. I'll spoil the jokes. I made so many jokes for you, but I'll spoil them if I give everything away. So, thank you all. And what's the time now? It's 12:01. It's still my birthday. It's my birthday month. I'm glad I'm in. So, it's not my birthday anymore. Well, it is, but officially it's the 2nd of October here in Brighton, the United Kingdom. So, I'm going to go to bed then. Wassail, beautiful people. See you all tomorrow.